Just ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, it's...
The National Weather Service in Wilmington has issued a tornado warning for eastern Champaign County, northeastern Clark County, until 7 p.m. At 6:42 p.m., National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. This dangerous storm was located near New Moorfield, moving northeast at 50 miles an hour. Locations in the path of the storm include Urbana, Mechanicsburg. In addition, Powhatan, Catawba Station, Catawba, Mutual, Kennard, Cable, Mingo, and Woodstock are near the path of this dangerous thunderstorm. If you are near the path of this storm, take cover now. Move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Mobile homes and vehicles should be abandoned for more substantial shelter. Avoid windows. Please report tornadoes, final clouds, strong winds or hail to the National Weather Service by calling toll-free 877-633-6772 when you can do so safely.
All right, I'm meteorologist Rich Wardzik here in the Storm Center. We're going to be with you here for a little bit. We have a tornado warning now in effect for Champaign and Clark counties. We've had a couple thunderstorms pop up over about the past hour and a half, and they've quickly intensified. Originally, a severe thunderstorm warning has been upgraded now into Clark and Champaign County. So let's go right to live Doppler 7 radar and talk a little bit more about what's going to be going on here now. Right in the middle of this path, or right eventually in the path over the next 5 to 10 minutes, take cover immediately. Powhatan over towards Catawba Station, Mutual, eventually Mechanicsburg, as this storm is moving off to the northeast at about, I'd say 40-45 miles per hour. There's some discrepancy sometimes with these storms as they start to develop more as far as the rate of speed. And this storm has picked up considerable speed since it has moved through downtown Dayton. And Huber Heights, for instance, you just had this storm go through your neck of the woods only about 25 minutes ago. So this storm is moving in quite a hurry, and we're going to have to expect this to continue here as we head through the next half hour or so. Again, a tornado warning in effect for Champaign and Clark counties. A few things you can do if you're in the path of this storm. Just immediately head down to the basement. Now, if you don't have a basement, a good place to go would be a closet or a bathroom that do not have windows, and preferably closer to the center of your building or home and the lowest floor, too. Now, if you're in a mobile home, it's suggested that you get out as quickly as you can, maybe go over to a friend's house or a neighbor's house and take cover there. But this storm is definitely looking like it is starting to show signs of some serious rotation here, where you see some of these red circles that are spinning here just north of Northridge. That is where we're anticipating some of these stronger winds, or at least the twisting of winds in the atmosphere here. So I do want to get real close, and we're going to do a little street spotting so we can get a good idea of exactly who's going to be in line for this storm. So what I want to do is actually take the warnings off the screen here and adjust live Doppler 7 radar and move it just north of Clark County here, right when we cross over into Champaign County. I'll throw a few streets up here. If you hear a street that's mentioned, if that's near you, you want to take shelter as soon as you can here. We're talking about a tornado warning right now in effect. This is southern Champaign County, Buck Creek Road. If you live along Buck Creek Road, take shelter as quick as you can here. That goes for State Highway 54, and we'll talk about a few roads off of State Highway 54, Benson Road, and this continues here off to the north and east. We're talking Hurst Road as well. Backing the view out, it is right where you see this hook here, just south of Powhatan, where we are anticipating some of the strongest winds. And Kim, I don't know if you can go ahead and throw me up on the screen here. I can get closer in and explain exactly where I think this possible tornado is here. We're talking about this area of rotation, right where you see this red circle. This is where the twisting of winds are in this thunderstorm. This hook that you're seeing right here is the heavy rain within the thunderstorm, possibly showing that rain twisting around within that circulation. Now, it's hard for us to tell whether after the circulation's in the clouds or on the ground right now. And I quickly, if we could we go over to graphics and talk about our severe weather forum? If you live in northern Clark County or southern Champaign County, I'm not advising that you go out and take a look at the storm by any means. But if you have a report of damage, if you saw a funnel cloud, hail, anything like that, go to our website, WHIO-TV.com/weather, and you can quickly sign up for that and post a report. I'm going to try to check these reports while I stay on air here to give me a better idea of what we see on the ground. Again, this is a radar-indicated tornado warning here from the National Weather Service. We don't have any reports of any damage on the ground yet, but if you wait until this storm passes you by, north of New Moorfield, for instance, and get outside and maybe take a look after the rains have stopped to see if you have any damage that has moved through the area. Now, what I want to do is back off again into live Doppler 7 radar, back this view off just a little bit, and then head into Champaign County again. And I've moved things up just a little bit so I can talk about who's in line for the storm in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Mutual, Mechanicsburg, the entire southeastern corner of Champaign County, you need to take shelter immediately. It looks like northern Clark County, Northridge, Catawba. This storm is probably going to pass us by now off to the north. So I don't want to sound the all clear yet, but if you live in Springfield, you hear the sirens going off. South Vienna points down towards South Charleston and towards the Greene County line. This storm will not affect you, so you can go ahead and maybe back off that severe weather plan that you may have. And talking about a severe weather plan, the best place you can go, again, is a basement. If you don't have a basement, an interior room, a bathroom, or a closet with no windows, the best places to go. Now, we just got an update here on new live Doppler 7 radar. This is the latest image of where this thunderstorm is, and I have it zoomed in exactly to where we think that dangerous area twisting of winds is. Again, so Mutual, just off to the south here, north of Catawba Station. It looks like the worst part of the storm is just going to pass just north of you, and I know it might be tough for some of you to see at the bottom of your screen where I'm pointing is Catawba Station, right on the Clark and Champaign County line. But we've got Mutual, just up the road is Crimville. It's in this general vicinity right here where the possible tornado is. Now, this twisting of the winds has been detected in the clouds maybe a few thousand feet up, so you never know exactly when that twisting of winds can touch the ground. So you may have a funnel cloud that may jump back up into the storm. It may pass you over, and it can skip along. That's why these storms are very dangerous and very hard to pinpoint. And when we have these tornado warnings effect, it's good just to take shelter just in case. Now, we are just past sunset. So, again, not advised to go outside and check this storm out by any means, but you're not going to see this thing coming just because we don't have any daylight to work with anymore. So that just makes this situation that much more dangerous. And I want to go ahead and zoom out just a little bit, move things off to the north and east, and get a new storm track on here so we can talk about who's in line for this storm next. All right, Mutual, 5 points, and eventually Irwin. This storm is also going to pass just through Mechanicsburg. It looks like north of town where that possible tornado can come. It's going to move off to the north and east here. So Mutual, right now, you're in the thick of things. You need to take shelter immediately. In this general vicinity, again, is where that possible tornado is. Catawba Station, this thing is going to skirt just north of town here. What you're looking at right here is the Clark-Champaign County line. So we're talking about eastern Champaign County, southeastern to be exact. We go up to the north here. It looks like Woodstock, Cable, Middletown, and North Lewisburg. You're going to be on the north side of this storm. You're going to get the heavy rain. You're probably going to get some hail, and you're going to get some lightning. But it looks like the core of where the strongest winds are going to pass just south of you. So if I had to draw a line right here in the middle of Champaign County, this line in south is where we're going to have to worry about this possible tornado as it passes through. Getting a chance again to zoom in. We're going to take the storm track off right now and talk about a few streets here. And again, if I call out a street name that's familiar to you, it might not be your street, but it might be just 5 minutes down the road. It's probably safe to say that you need to take shelter if you live anywhere near some of these roads here. Highway 161, we're looking at Highway 29, even up towards Crimville. If you live anywhere along Highway 36, you need to be very, very careful here. The storm is headed towards you right now. Outside of Crimville, you're probably starting to get some of the heavier rain and maybe some pea to dime-sized hail. And once you start to hear the hail come down, that's when you know you're starting to get into the thick of the storm where the winds are strong. Again, that hail is a sign that the winds are driving the rain up into the thunderstorm to heights where that thunderstorm is below freezing, and that raindrop that's being thrown up there by the winds is freezing. That is a sign that we have very strong winds, also very strong winds coming into the thunderstorm, and that is a sign of a maturing thunderstorm and the possibility of it having a tornado. So on live Doppler 7 radar, we are looking at a possible tornado with a thunderstorm in eastern Champaign County, just outside of Mechanicsburg, where you see that red ring, that red donut, if you will. That is where the dangerous twisting of winds have been located by live Doppler 7 radar, and that's where we are having the most concern that there may be a possible tornado. This tornado warning will be in effect for the next half hour to 45 minutes, but the idea is that once this storm, I think, exits the county, we can probably let our guard down. Now, there is another thunderstorm just off to the south. I've been keeping an eye on this one, too. It just headed out of Montgomery County, and it's now starting to take on characteristics that we might be starting to see some stronger winds come into the storm again, and that is a sign of a maturing thunderstorm that might eventually have some rotation on it. We're going to keep an eye on this here. New Carlisle, Donnellsville, and Medway.